Hello, hello, my friends. Another dedicated candle review for you today. We are going to be talking about Caramel Sunday's Graveyard. Now, if you caught my review earlier this week, I had a review of another candle that I purchased in the September restock, which was the fragrance Fall-O-Ween. And I had mentioned in that review that the reason why I am trying to make sure that I am documenting my thoughts on a lot of these Caramel Sundays candles, even though they are no longer available for this season, is just in case they happen to make a return in subsequent years. That way I can always point back, and if I'm asked, hey, what did you think about that candle? Oftentimes it's difficult for me to remember, months down the road how I felt about fragrances, unless they were like absolute standouts to me. Most candles, you guys, I don't remember all the time. Yeah, that was a great performer, or like I can't remember if that was good strength or throw, or you know what I mean? So I feel like it's just better for me to go ahead and document these thoughts more so in real time and have something to reference back. So this is one of their 2-wick vessels. Caramel Sundays is a small business based out of Monroe, Georgia that prides themselves on producing non-toxic candles. They are 100% soy wax. This vessel here retails for $31.99, and it is about 18 ounces of that 100% white soy wax. Like I said, they pride themselves on being non-toxic. There's no parabens, no phthalates, no VOCs, none of the things that we are concerned about in a lot of our home fragrance these days. So this graveyard candle is one that honestly kind of jumped onto my wish list. It was kind of a last minute addition for me in the September restock. I feel like it was a returning fragrance. I think a lot of people have enjoyed this one. So I thought that it would be good for me to go ahead and share my thoughts on it. We have fragrance notes on Graveyard. Our top notes of apples, sweet ginger, almond macaroons, mid notes of juniper, cranberry, crunchy leaves, base note of cedar, amaretto, and vanilla. Okay, so what is my nose detecting with this one, you guys? This is a fragrance that I honestly have a little bit of a hard time describing, because I would say like 75% of this candle falls in that kind of like fresh fall outdoorsy type of vibe, similar to like Bath and Body Works autumn, or actually more so it would fall more in line with like leaves to my nose. There's some of that apple note. You get the juniper, which gives you some of that outdoorsy vibe. You got some cedar in there. Whatever accords they're saying are crunchy leaves. Yes, there is a sweetness to this candle, but the sweetness is coming more so from the fruit notes in here. It's not like a gourmand, sugary, like artificial sugar type of sweetness. That's not at all what this is coming from, or that's not at all where that's coming from. That where I'm getting sweetness from is from the apple note. You got a little bit of that cranberry. They say there's a sweet ginger note in here. I don't really detect a lot of ginger in this fragrance, to be honest with you guys. However, there is a slight element, like very, very slight gourmand element to that. Again, is going to be that other 20-25% of this candle, that there's an almond macaroon note, amaretto, and vanilla. And I will say that I do smell a little bit of that. It just kind of gives this fragrance kind of a little bit of a more interesting take than, again, like one of your standard fall outdoorsy types of fragrances. I like this candle. Once again, it's not an absolute love for me. I'm okay that I don't have backups of it, and I'm not sure that I see myself repurchasing the fragrance. But am I enjoying it for what it is right now? Yes. If you caught the Fall-O-Ween review, I have actually really enjoyed pairing this fragrance with the Fall-O-Ween. It's unique, but again, it's not a love to me like their Autumn Jam candle. I loved that fragrance, kicking myself that I did not get that one in a 4-wick, and it honestly sold out before I was able to get my hands on it in a 2-wick when they did their September restock. But I do like this fragrance. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the performance of this one. Now, you can see actually that I have it on this little trivet, this little silicone trivet. I've actually been burning this candle this morning in my bedroom, and I have it on another like pedestal in there that's kind of like wood. And so I always put a trivet when I put my candles there, just because I get a little bit nervous about them getting like too hot on the wood. I don't know. I'm kind of weird like that. But also this trivet has helped, because then when I needed to bring the candle out here, the vessel was so hot that I obviously could not be touching it. I've actually had this candle burning now for goodness, probably going on about 4 hours. I definitely will be extinguishing it after this review. But you can see I've got a nice solid deep wax pool there. I've burned through probably about 2/3 of this vessel. You can see the wicks here. The reason why you don't really want to burn these too long without trimming is you can see I've got a lot of carbon residue there. And with these caramel sundaes candles, I usually don't have any sooting unless I let them burn for a long period of time like this, where the wicks get long. And like I said, I've been distracted a little bit this morning. And what will happen is this little indentation right here can accrue some soot. I did mention in my candle chat video, if you guys ever want to just have an easy fix to clean out the soot on your jars, grab a baby wipe and once the vessel is cooled, the wax is cooled, and then go ahead and wipe it out, and it pretty much is good as new. That's what's worked for me. But another way to alleviate the sooting issue is to go ahead and extinguish the wicks after about 2.5 to 3 hours of burn time. Trim the wicks, and then you can relight if you want to continue to enjoy the fragrance. But you can see there's a little bit of wick residue, down in the wax pool here. It is not affecting the fragrance at all. In fact, I think I've only had like one caramel sundaes candle where I felt like there was maybe some wick residue in the wax pool and it was affecting the fragrance. And I don't even think it was that. I think it was more so that it was more of a byproduct of some puny wicks going on. That was the toasted pumpkin crunch that I had in a 4-wick. That's the only one that I've ever had an issue with. The rest of the time, you guys, even if I see wick residue in these caramel sundaes candles, it does not affect the fragrance at all, at least not to me. Strength and throw on this candle, you guys, it's about a 6 for me. It's not really strong enough to like hold its own out in my open concept areas of my house. Now, if I place it in a hurricane, yes, then I can smell it out here. But truthfully, you guys, I think for me, because it's a unique fragrance and because I have specifically been pairing this mostly with Halloween, and if you caught that review, you guys know that fragrance is very strong for me. I have preferred burning that one as like my anchor fragrance out in the living room. And then I've been burning this one in one of the bedrooms as kind of like a complementary fragrance. So I've been okay with burning this in the closed concept bedrooms. It's definitely a noticeable fragrance in there without a hurricane. I can walk into those closed concept rooms and definitely smell it. It fills up the space nicely, not bowling me over or smacking me in the face, but it is definitely present. Anybody walking into my home, walking into those rooms definitely smells it and compliments it. So overall, you guys, if you have had this candle before, or maybe if you are somebody who you like this description, I would definitely give 2 thumbs up for it. It's not going to be a repurchase for me, but I can see why a lot of people really like this fragrance, because it is definitely it's unique. It's not like anything I've smelled from a lot of other brands, and I still like it. I feel like it's still giving a nod to like caramel sundaes gourmand base, which they are known for. They're great gourmands, but their take on outdoorsy is really good too. It's not too conceptual. It's still I've liked a lot of their fragrances that lean somewhat more fresh or outdoorsy for them. They do a really good job with it. So yeah, this one does get 2 thumbs up. Just be aware that it would probably perform in this format in the 2-wick a little bit better in closed concept spaces. If you're wanting to burn it in an open concept, I would say plan to place it in a hurricane. So like I said, this one is not currently available, but take a look on the Caramel Sundaes website. They will be having their October restock on Sunday, October 19th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you're signed up for their text alerts so you can get that early access code 2 minutes early prior to the launch. I will have a Caramel Sundaes wish list video up for you guys prior to that launch. And I actually was just looking through my stash, and one of the candles that is going to be available, it's going to be in a 4-wick, but I actually still have it in a 2-wick. So keep your eyes peeled. Next week, I'll make sure to have a dedicated post-burn review on that one for you guys prior to the launch, so that way you can have some more information and make a determination about whether or not you want to spend your hard-earned cash on it. So please hit the thumbs up button if you found this review helpful. Consider leaving a comment down below if you purchased this candle. What does your nose detect? What what has your burn experience been? I always like hearing back from all of you guys. I would love it if you subscribe to my channel if you are new. I do lots of candle reviews like this, as well as just some fun kind of in front of the camera kind of candle stuff. I do empties, hauls, and everything in between. So yeah, I'd love to have you here, here as part of this little candle family. I do want to say thank you so very, very much for spending your time here with me today. And until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.